you got the news just like everybody else did that the reordering and reshuffling of the games invitations means changes, and unfortunately for you, it means not being given the invitation from Strength and Depth. So, I mean, how has that sort of affected you in just this recent time since you've learned it?
Yeah, so I saw the post on CrossFit because my phone was just basically going mental. I think I was getting so many messages from people, and I think people were like really want to see me at the CrossFit Games because I've got quite a strong following in the UK. But I think I just kind of look at the bigger picture, and this whole situation is a lot more than kind of not making it to an event. People are losing, obviously, relatives, people are losing their jobs. It's a very uncertain time for a lot of people all over the world. And even though I'd love to compete at the CrossFit Games, and I've worked 6 years kind of to get to that position, there's a lot worse people off than me, just not making it to that event. So I think you've really got to look at the bigger picture, and in the grand scheme of things, it's not the end of the world. Even though obviously I'd love to compete at the games, I think I've just kind of realised whatever this year is going to be, it's going to be, and I'm already just focusing on the next season and trying to get even better, and qualify for the games again. Because once you've qualified once, it gives you that confidence that you have the ability to be able to do it.
I mean, your
So
perspective is really great, and the positivity that you're bringing to it is really great, because I'm sure it was difficult news to sort of take in, and you could really get down in the dumps about a
yeah,
situation like this.
yeah, 100%. You could get so angry, and
Hmm.
but it's not going to help you. It's not going to help anyone else. No one's in control of the situation. So you've got to make the most of anything you come across, really. And like I said, you could get negative, and it could start affecting your training, and you think, what's the point? But it's not a good mindset. I think I'm happy for the people. If they're still competing, then I wish them the best of luck, and hopefully there's going to be a few athletes there from the UK. But yeah, so you just got to kind of get your head down and focus towards the next goal. So if the Open runs again in October, that's already my next goal. It's only kind of 6 months away.
Hmm.
And kind of no one can take away with what I've already achieved, which is a big goal of being national champion, and being 26th in the worldwide open as well. That's a big achievement for me. So no one's kind of taken that away from me. It's just the end product's not exactly what I wanted, but it doesn't change anything. I'll just work just as hard as I can to get back for next year.
What has your training been looking like since we've been sort of on this quarantine life?
So I kind of try to keep the exact same routine as I did before. So I try to keep the same training times, the same sort of training splits. I brought as much kit as I could back to my house. So my house is just full of gym kit everywhere. So I managed to get barbell plates, rower, bike. So I always train in the morning around 10:30, 11 o'clock for an hour and a half, and that's normally fitness-based stuff. And then I'll try and do weightlifting, and then we've got a pull-up bar as well. So I try and do my gymnastics on that. So I found, and then the advice I sort of give to people is try and stick to some sort of routine as you had before. Otherwise, it can be very easy just to skip training sessions, and by the time you know, you've missed a whole week of like real good training.
Right.
So if I just kind of stick to the usual routine that I was doing before, I found that's really sort of helped me with the transition of being kind of in lockdown.
And what does the situation look like where you're living in terms of, are people sort of getting back to work, back to the gym? Is the end in sight for you, or not really?
So we had an update on Sunday, which was basically if you can't work from home, then you're allowed to go to work, but it was only for certain industries. And unfortunately, gym and leisure is not one of those industries. It's going to be kind of last on the list. And they didn't give any indication, but it's not going to happen before July.
Hmm.
So, and that's things like cinemas, restaurants. They didn't even mention gyms. So people are saying maybe even August. So yeah, it's so everything's so up in the air, and I think the situation could even change again before August with the CrossFit Games. Obviously, it comes a lot down to if the athletes can fly from their country, because obviously every country's got different regulations on travel, so that's a factor that people have to consider as well. But as soon as this whole everything kicked off, I kind of knew that obviously the event's not going to be what it's supposed to be. The spectators aren't going to be there. You're not going to have the same atmosphere. So straight away, I was kind of gearing myself up for something's going to have to change.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why when CrossFit made that announcement, a lot of more people were gutted for me and sort of angry for me more than I was, because I was like, oh, okay, that's what happens, and we're just going to move on and get going then. But I think the people who support me are kind of took it more to heart than what I did, because they want to see me there so bad, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
what kind of outpouring of support have you seen?
Literally, when that post was up, I was getting literally 15, 20, 30 messages all over Instagram and WhatsApp. Just people are sending me, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Do you still count? Like, will you still go through in the open? Yeah, and just the amount of people that have messaged me saying they're so good because they want to support me there. And I've just had to reply back saying, obviously, this is totally out of control, and I'll try my hardest to get back there next year. And I do believe I can qualify again, because I'm always improving as an athlete. Um, and as much as I want to kind of compete for myself, I always want to compete for the people that supported me. Um, and I really want to kind of live that with my close friends and family at the games, as it should be. Um, Even though it'd be cool to compete at Romus, but you're not going to have the crowd there. You're not going to be able to have your family there and your close friends. So it wouldn't have been the same anyway.
So you said
Um,
that this gives you more confidence almost moving forward because you've already qualified once or twice really, so
yeah.
you definitely could do it again. Does it change your mindset in any other ways looking at sort of the opportunities ahead given the fact that this particular game season is behind you at this point?
Yeah, I think I've had like two big shift changes in my competing career. One was when I qualified for regionals, and it kind of gives you that sort of confidence that, yeah, I'm a regional athlete, I can compete at this level. And then that's the same sort of feeling I got once I qualified for the games. It now gives you that confidence and sort of reassurance that you deserve to be there. And I think the Open is probably one of the hardest ways, I think, just because that's the competition that everyone does. And it's a real good test of fitness against every athlete in the sport. There's no other sort of competition that does that. So yeah, it really just gives me the confidence that I should be a games athlete, and gives me the confidence to try just as hard and try and get even a higher spot for next year.
So what's next? What's your, you've sort of decided that this is going to be put behind you. What is your next immediate step in how you train or how you prep or what you do?
So next, my sort of, obviously I was really gearing up for the games, so I'll take it back a little bit. I was on a really strict diet as well,
Hmm.
because I'm naturally a very heavy athlete, so I naturally walk around about 101 kilos, which is not good to be a CrossFit athlete.
Right.
Um, so for the Open, I was 96 kilos, and that's what I was aiming to get down for the games. So my nutrition will relax a little bit, and then yeah, so next gearing up for the Open really in October. So I've just got to go along with the Open's gonna happen in October, but you never know if gyms might not be open by then if we get another spike or.
Right.
Um, but yeah, so my head's focused for the Open is going to be in October, and then just slowly sort of ramping my training up for there again. Really, it kind of, I love training and I love training for the games, but obviously it's a lot of pressure as well. So yeah, everything just relax for probably like a week or two. Just really enjoy training, and with little pressure, and then sort of get my head down and get ready for the Open again.
Nice. Perfect. Well,
So
good
yeah,
luck with everything.
yeah, thank you very much, and I'm hoping sort of we can get back and train with all our members and sort of enjoy that atmosphere again sometime soon.
Perfect. All right. I'm going to push stop